Hi everybody. You must have just noticed what I just did. I ate a biscuit, I drank some water and I breathed in air. So, if you'll understand from this, what you understand from this is that I have taken in the three states of matter. Okay? The biscuit being a solid, the water a liquid, and the air that I breathed in is a gas. And that is the key to our next topic, science topic, that is solid, liquid and gas. Now this solid, liquid and gas can be put together and called matter, or we can say they are the three forms of matter. Solid, liquid and gas can be called matter, or we can say matter exists in three states. Matter is there in three states. What are the three states? Solid, liquid and gas. Okay. Now we need to understand matter. What is matter? Just now we saw the biscuit, the liquid, the water and the air. They all matter. But we have to understand what is matter exactly. Anything that has weight and occupies space. The biscuit that I just ate, I have kept it in my hand. It has some weight. When I put it on a weighing machine, it will have weight. The empty glass, and then I pour in a liquid. I pour in water. The glass becomes heavier. Okay, so this says that air or liquid also has weight, and it occupies space. It is occupying the space in this glass. Okay, and then the biscuit, when I put it in my hand, it is occupying that space. So we can say that anything that has weight and occupies space is called matter. And what is matter made up of? It is made up of molecules, tiny particles. Okay, it is made up of very tiny particles called molecules. So let us understand the properties of solid, liquid and gas. Property means the characteristics or the features. How we can say that this is something is a particular solid, it is a liquid or a gas in terms of shape and volume, compressibility, and whether it is rigid or fluid. So let us understand about solids, their features regarding their shape and volume. So what does it say? Solids have definite shape and volume. Okay, I'll explain that later. Then solids cannot be compressed, and solids do not flow, they are rigid. Now let us explain. If you see here, I have different shapes on the table. This I can say is a cuboid, this a cube, a sphere and an irregular shape. Okay, they all have a particular shape. Okay, now if you see, this is a cuboid because it has length, breadth and it has height. So I can measure it. It has a particular volume also. I can measure how much surface area it is occupying. So, and then it has a shape. That is why I am saying it has length, it has breadth. Same thing with a cube. All sides are equal. Okay, and then a sphere, a ball, and an irregular shape. Even the irregular shape, I can measure it. Okay, if you see, this is an irregular shape. It is a regular shape, and this irregular shape I can also measure it. Whereas these, I can have a particular formula, that is to find the volume. And if you learn later, an Archimedes principle says, if you see, there is 300 milliliters of water, and if I dip this irregular shape, okay, the displacement of water tells us how much solid is there, or how much volume it occupies. Okay. So from this we come to know that solids have definite shape and volume. It has a particular shape and it has definite volume also. Solids cannot be compressed. For example, this book or this cuboid, if I try and press it as hard as I can, or this bottle full of water, okay, if I try and press it very hard, I cannot, okay. It will squeeze, but it will come back to its original. Same thing with this. If I try and squeeze it, it will come back to its original shape. They have what? They cannot be compressed. Then solids do not flow. They are solids. So if I leave it on the table, it will remain on the table as long as it is there, or some breeze or a storm comes and blows it. So from this we learn that solids have definite shape and volume. Solids cannot be compressed, and solids are rigid. They do not flow. Now let us understand liquids in terms of shape and volume. What does it say? Liquids do not have definite shape. Okay? Solids have definite shape, but liquids do not have. I'll explain that later with the help of experiment. Then liquids have definite volume, and liquids cannot be compressed. Solids also could not be compressed. Now liquids also cannot be compressed. And the last, liquids flow from high level to low level. Now if you look at the table, I have a beaker, I have a bottle, a glass and a round bowl. Okay. Now when you look at the beaker, I have 200 milliliters of water. Now when I pour this liquid into the bottle, and then from the bottle I'm going to pour it in the glass, and from the glass I'm going to pour it back. I'm going to pour it in the bowl, and then from the bowl again I'm going to pour it back into the measuring beaker, What did this prove? That this liquid from the beaker, it took the shape of the bottle, it took the shape of this round bowl, and it took the shape of the glass. So this proves that liquids do not have any definite shape because it took the shape of all containers that I put it into. And then liquids have definite volume. Now how? In the beginning I told you there was 200 milliliters of water, and then I poured it into all the containers, and then I put it back, and then you will notice that there is 200 milliliters of water still there. So this proves that liquids have definite volume. And then this same liquid, if I take it in a bottle and I try and squeeze it, squeeze the bottle is squeezed. Why? Because the air actually is squeezed, not the water. If I try and squeeze it more, the water will overflow. So this proves that liquids cannot be compressed. Okay? Solids also could not be compressed. Liquids also cannot be compressed. Then liquids flow from high level to low level. So if I take the water and I try and pour it, the liquid, I pour it, you can see from a high level it is coming down to a low level. So liquids flow. Solids did not flow, they were rigid, but liquids do flow. So from this we understand liquids do not have definite shape but have definite volume. Liquids cannot be compressed, and liquids flow from high level to low level. Now let us understand about gases in terms of shape and volume. What does it say? Gases do not have definite shape and volume. Solids had a definite shape and volume. Liquids had a definite volume but not definite shape. Here gases do not have shape and volume. Then gases can be compressed. Solids could not be compressed, liquids could not be compressed, but here gases can be compressed. It's highly compressible. And the last one, gases occupy the space available to them. For example, let us see a bottle here, an empty bottle I have here. If I open the bottle, Can you see the gas coming out? No. Why? Because it is invisible. Even the air that I breathe in, can you see the air going inside? No, because it is invisible. Air occupies the space all around. So if I leave this gas out, if it was colored gas, it would spread and occupy the whole room. Same thing if I had a scent bottle. I spray and from one corner, another, you will find if you go to the other corner, you will get the smell. That means it occupies that space. Okay, so let us see, gases do not have definite shape. So it takes the shape of the container, any container, and it can be compressed. And the same gas can be compressed from a small bottle, I can put it into a big bottle, or from a big bottle I can compress it and put it into a smaller one. And gases occupy the space. So as I gave you an example of a spray, a scent, if I spray it in one corner, you go to the other corner, you will get the smell. That means it occupies the space all around you. And it has weight too. In the beginning I forgot to tell you that if I take two balloons, okay, say for example I weigh the balloon without any air in it, it has some weight. And then when I blow air into it, and then I weigh it, you will find that this balloon, the weight has increased. So this also proves that air has weight. Okay. Fine. The video, and then from the video try and understand the chapter, read the chapter and do the assignments accordingly. Thank you.